born.
Yes, he's born.
I'm bound to thee.
Down to thee.
Indeed I am.
Indeed I am.
I'm Chesapeake free.
Chesapeake free.
Indeed I am. Indeed I am. I'm a Chesapeake free.
Chesapeake free.
The famed Chesapeake, rich in its seafood resources, and home of the blue crab, known to scientists as Calonectes sapidus. The Greek word Calonectes means beautiful swimmer, and the Latin word sapidus means tasty or savory. And indeed, in one very short phase of its life cycle, this beautiful swimmer becomes, as James Michener once described it, the choicest morsel in the bay, the soft-shell crab. More than 100 years ago, the watermen of historic Crisfield, Maryland, introduced the soft crab. And since 1917, the John T. Handy Company has specialized in processing and marketing the highest quality soft crabs available. As a result, they're fast becoming a widespread delicacy. Located on the eastern seaboard of the United States, the Chesapeake Bay is the largest estuary in the country, providing more crabs than any other global body of water. In fact, over 80% of the world's entire soft crab supply comes from a tiny portion of the bay known as the Tangier Sound, the heart of the eastern shore of Maryland, and the home of the handy soft-shell crab. What exactly is a soft crab? Simply the familiar blue crab after it has shed its hard outer shell, a part of its growing process. And although the bay's supply abounds with blue crabs, catching these succulent treasures in their soft stage is far from simple. The watermen of Tangier Sound have spent over 1 century mastering this art. It takes skill, hard work, and infinite patience with generations of knowledge passed from father to son. The crabbing season begins about the end of April, when the blue crabs are emerging from their winter hibernation and lasts until October. The skilled waterman catches the crabs just prior to their shedding, when they're called peelers. But only the well-trained eye can detect the signs of a crab ready to molt. The waterman's day does not end with his catch. He brings the peelers back to shore and places them in floats with circulating bay water. 1 to 7 days later, the peelers shed their outer shell by slowly and painstakingly backing out. Miraculously, the crab emerges, considerably larger. 4 to 5 hours after a crab has molted, its new shell begins to harden. The waterman checks his floats every few hours to remove the soft crabs before the hardening process begins. Once out of the water, the crabs remain in a permanent soft stage. The crabs are then carefully packed live and delivered directly to Handy for processing. Over 200 watermen regularly supply the John T. Handy Company with their daily live soft crab inventory. Soft crabs are one of the freshest of all seafoods because of their short holding time. They're processed within just a few hours of leaving the floats. As the process begins, each crab is felt by hand. Only the true soft crabs proceed to be further processed. Next, each crab is electronically sized, a handy innovation which weighs the crabs individually and separates them into 5 sizes: whales, jumbos, primes, hotels, or mediums, the smallest. This step guarantees a consistent, uniform product. Those crabs chosen for live shipment are hand-packed individually by size and placed in trays upon specially dried pine shavings. Each tray is marked with the crab's net weight and a quality control sticker signed by the individual packer. In the final stage, the trays are covered with wood chips and ice.
We pack our crabs the way our customers sell them. We pack them in full trays, we pack them in half trays, and we pack them in closed boxes. To make it easy for our customers, that all they have to do is take the crabs out of the box and deliver them as they are to the restaurant without touching or repacking the crabs at all.
Throughout the live packing, periodic inspections are made on the condition of each crab. Great pride and precaution is taken by the Handy employee to ensure a fresh, high-quality shipment. 2 other Handy products, the fresh-dressed and IQF soft crabs, are also processed. After being electronically sized, each crab is washed by hand and then dressed or cleaned with expert care and efficiency. After dressing, each crab is individually wrapped, and either packed as fresh dressed or carefully placed on racks for freezing. The fresh dressed are layered in tins and readied for shipment that day. When received, the handy fresh dressed soft crab is ready to cook without preparation and will remain fresh for up to 6 days. The newest and most unique product processed by Handy is the IQF, individually quick frozen soft crab. Each is immediately placed in Handy's tunnel freezer at minus 35 degrees. This unique Handy process freezes the crabs within 30 minutes, as opposed to the mash pack method used by other processors taking 22 hours.
The IQF crab is whiter, it's fresher tasting, and is a superior quality soft shell crab.
The IQF crab is the closest thing to fresh on the market. Many customers claim it to be as good. After freezing, the IQF crabs are carefully hand-packed. Each layer of crabs is covered with a sheet of bubble film, which insulates and protects them against damage in shipment. After each box's weight has been checked, the packer encloses a signed quality control card and places a net weight sticker on the box. The packed IQF crabs then proceed to the final inspection. Each box is then shrink-wrapped for added protection.
And then the boxes are either put in a case with 4 boxes in the case or 10 boxes in the case. We find that many of our customers break cases and sell by the box, and that the 4-box case is a much better pack for them.
In addition to the regular IQF crab, Handy now offers a quick frozen breaded crab, hand-breaded with a light crumb coating, which can be cooked immediately from the frozen state and served fried to a golden brown. As a volunteer participant in the USDC program, Handy is regularly inspected and is the only USDC-inspected soft crab company in the country. The president and owner, Terry Conway, imposes rigorous quality control measures throughout the processing.
I spend a great deal of time every year visiting many of our customers, about 150 a year, and I listen to their requirements for quality and packaging, and then we adapt to those quality requirements and packaging requirements.
As with all phases of the Handy operation, the shipping process is handled with utmost care and expediency to ensure the freshest shipment possible for both the live-packed and fresh-dressed crabs. Refrigerated trucks rush to nearby Baltimore-Washington International Airport for air shipments to Europe and cross-country. Special deliveries to the Far East are rushed by truck to the Kennedy Airport in New York City, and in a matter of hours are being loaded onto Japan Airlines for overnight delivery to the Orient. A crab processed by Handy today can literally arrive in Tokyo tomorrow, alive and fresh. Surely the best part of the Handy soft crab is its taste. The rich, delicately flavored soft crab can be transformed from a casual item on a barbecue menu to an elegant entree in a gourmet restaurant. Pesca, a gourmet seafood restaurant in New York City, served many a dish using this delicacy of the Chesapeake. Dozens of crabs are moved from pan to plate at Pesca every day. The Japanese have quickly developed a palate for this sweet-tasting Handy crab. Some popular dishes are served tempura style, deep fried, or marinated. Even in the far reaches of the Chinese cuisines, the Handy crab is prepared as a delicacy. One of the simplest methods of preparing and cooking the soft crab is an Eastern Shore favorite, the sautéed or deep fried soft shell crab. How to enjoy it? One must simply pick it up and eat it, the whole thing. Handy meets the rigid quality requirements of the overseas buyer, and as a result, over 6 million Handy soft crabs were shipped to 14 countries last year, making John T. Handy Company the largest soft crab processor in the world. The Handy Company is the only soft crab company to become a federally inspected seafood plant, electronically weigh each crab to ensure consistent sizing, individually quick freeze the crabs, offer a quick frozen breaded crab, include net weights per dozen on each package of soft crabs, shrink wrap each package of frozen crabs for added protection, and offer versatility in packing for both fresh and frozen. An industry that remained unchanged for so many years with everything done by hand has now seen many improvements to keep up with the growing demand for a quality product. Be it live, fresh-dressed, or IQF, the John T. Handy Company maintains the highest standards in the soft crab industry. People throughout the world are discovering the handy soft crab, what Chesapeake residents have long enjoyed and the watermen have long tended for many generations.
I'm Chesapeake born.
Such a long journey around the far reaches of the globe. But these beautiful swimmers make the trip more often every day.
We're flowing with ease. Yeah, Chesapeake born.
Chesapeake born.
And bound to thee.
Bound to thee.
Indeed I am.
Indeed I am.
I'm Chesapeake free.
Chesapeake